Alright, you read the title. In this video, I'm here in NBA Live 19, and I'll be simulating to 2025. Now, since of course this is NBA Live 19, the last NBA Live game, and not 2K, there are some big differences. One thing I noticed, even though this is Live 19, these are the 1920 rosters. And so, for example, KD and Kyrie are here on the Nets, LeBron and AD and Cousins are on the Lakers, it's Russ and Harden on the Rockets, and Jimmy on the Heat instead of, the T-Wolves or 76ers. And then, of course, also, y'all see Halliburton and Cunningham here on the Heat. What is going on? Well, you can't create your own draft classes in this game. It's always the computer all the time. And so I've decided to take everybody drafted, between this game and 2025. I tried my best to copy their stats from 2K25, but obviously different game, different system. And so guys' overalls will be different, but gave them all superstar potential, and I put them all in free agency. I put everybody drafted between now and 2K25 in free agency. And so some guys are already signed, like you could see Ja, and of course Cade and Halliburton, and Wemby. He went to the Mavs. But most other guys are still here in free agency, but they will be signed by the end of this season. And so we'll go look at the rosters with all these guys signed by the end of the season. But yeah, as y'all can see, I got Risa Shea and Alex Sarr in here too. But yeah, that's how things are gonna go here in 2K NBA Live 19. I'll probably say 2K19 a bunch of times. But yeah, we'll check the rosters at the end of the season. We'll just get right into things. Oh, also, I might be sabotaging the Hornets here because I'm controlling them, but hey, worst comes to worst, they're the Hornets, so they really don't matter. But yeah, let's get right into it. I'm gonna start asking y'all questions of the day to keep myself somewhat entertained as I simulate these video games. So post your responses in the comments. First question of the day: what's your favorite team and how they made you feel this season? Post your answers in the comments. For me, of course, it's the Raptors and how they made me feel this season. Honestly, completely indifferent. I expected us to suck, and we sucked. We actually didn't suck as bad as I thought we were going to. We won a bunch of games near the end of the season, which is, bad for draft position, but good for the vibes, I guess. Speaking of the draft, the lottery is today. Later today, though, as I'm recording this, so, I don't know it right now, but you guys will probably know it by the time this video is uploaded. But yeah, I expected us to suck, and we did suck. I am quite intrigued for next season, though. We got Ingram now, and so assuming everybody's healthy, that'll be cool to see. But in terms of this season, I expected suck, and I got suck. But yeah, what's y'all favorite team, and how did you feel about your team this season? Alright, we're right before the last game of the season. I stopped it here because I don't want to mess anything up, because obviously this game, does things differently, and in the test run, I did mess things up. We'll simulate this last game here of the season for the Hornets. Hornets suck, as I expected, but, that's realistic, so it is what it is. Alright, let's check out all the rosters, and then we'll check out the stats. And so the Hornets, they didn't sign anyone. Hopefully that isn't my fault, but it is what it is. The Sixers, they signed Maxey. That's fantastic. The Bucks did not sign anyone. The Bulls signed Garland and LaMelo. Two floor generals as point guards, with Zach LaVine as a shooting guard. That's interesting. One of them probably came off the bench, which, either Garland or LaMelo off your bench is quite good. The Cavs signed Jalen Green and Franz Wagner and Risa Shea. The Celtics signed Şengün. These guys are all on one-year contracts, and so maybe they change teams every year, maybe they don't, I don't know, but hey, only one way to find out. Grizzlies signed Anthony Edwards and Tyler Hero. The Hawks signed Chet and Ja. The Heat, as we saw, signed Cunningham and Halliburton. The Mavericks signed Wembanyama and Banchero. Pistons signed Stephon Castle. The Spurs signed Mobley. The Thunder signed Jalen Williams, that's fantastic. Trailblazers signed Amen Thompson. The Warriors signed Alex Sarr. And the Wizards signed Zion, Scotty Barnes, and Zach Edey. That's quite something. Take a look at the regular season standings. The Sixers were the best team in the league. Lakers, Milwaukee, Cleveland, Warriors, Nets, Houston up there. The worst teams were the Charlotte Hornets, Knicks, the Denver Nuggets, damn, Pacers, Suns, Raptors, that's tough. Whole league, who led the league in scoring? It was Jokic, 34.8 points per game, my goodness. Assists per game, it was Ben Simmons. Rebounds per game, it was Jokic. And so Jokic might be the MVP. Wembanyama looks to be the best drafted player that, starts his career several years early. These were the all-star teams and the award races. I don't know if they're final yet. We just simulated the last game of the regular season, so I don't know if they're final yet, but here they are. D'Lo, the sixth man, that's quite something. Cat, DPOY, Wemby, Rookie of the Year by the looks of it, and Jokic, the MVP by the looks of it. If that changes, then it is what it is. Alright, this is the playoffs, and so it already simulated round one. Any big upsets? Portland beats OKC, but no, this OKC team is Chris Paul and SGA, and so it's not a huge upset. Brooklyn beat Chicago. Miami swept Milwaukee, that's huge, but Jimmy Butler, Cade, and Tyrese, now they got a big three. Even though they were the 7th seed, they beat Giannis, who's a 99 overall. The Clippers beat the Warriors, that's huge. And Dallas and Wemby beat the Rockets. Harden and Russ, not Harden and Chris Paul. That's how the first round looks. We'll sit in the second round. In order to simulate in this game, y'all, it is wild. Got to go to advance further, but I also got to like make sure I don't accidentally like advance to the draft, because in my test run, that's what I did. I accidentally simulated the whole playoffs when I just tried to sim to the end of the season. So we're at the first round right now. We'll go second round. Hopefully I don't mess this up and sim to the draft, because once you get to the draft, you can't look at anything that happened from the playoffs. The Blazers beat the Lakers. Lillard and Amen Thompson and CJ, they took down LeBron and AD. Dallas beat the Clippers, so Wemby gonna be in the conference final in his rookie season. Wemby and Luka and Porzingis, who's an even higher overall than Luka in this game, I'm pretty sure. The big three in Miami took down Cleveland, and Philadelphia took down Kyrie and KD and the Nets. So conference finals is Dallas versus Portland and Philadelphia against Miami. We'll see who wins those series. Dallas beats the Blazers in 7 and Miami beats Philadelphia in 6, and so it's a Mavericks Heat NBA Finals here in 2019. Of course, that's a rematch of 2006 and 2011. The Mavericks line up 93 Wembanyama, 87 Porzingis, 86 Doncic, and an 86 Banchero. Forgot about that, as well as, you know, a solid rest of the roster. And the Heat, we saw the big three: Jimmy Butler in 91, Cade in 89, Halliburton in 88. They also got Dragic, Dion Waiters there, 79 Adebayo. I don't remember if I increased his potential and, you know, other guys like him. Hopefully I did. We'll check out the playoff stats just in case once you sim to the finals you can't go back and look at it. Best PPG, Wembanyama's having a crazy playoffs, 33 points a game. LeBron was great too. Kawhi. Assists, Damian Lillard, he played a lot of games. So did Simmons. Chris Paul was out first round, I think. Halliburton in the finals now, 9.9 assists per game. And rebounds, it's Wembanyama dominating these playoffs. And who else is in here? Embiid also went far. But Mavs Heat NBA Finals, let's see who wins it. The Miami Heat beat the Dallas Mavericks in 5 games to win the 2019 NBA Championship. So Jimmy, Halliburton, Cade, big three gets it done in year 1. Okay, so it said the Heat won the finals, but it doesn't show me the score yet. But I mean, it did say they won in 5 games, and there's 5 games there. It's cool to see they lost the first 2 games to Philadelphia, but then won 4 straight. And they also lost the first 2 games to Cleveland and won 4 straight. And they swept Milwaukee, so that's Miami's run. Wait, they were 39 and 43 and they won the championship? What? I guess I didn't realize when I looked at the stuff before. And can I look at the standings now? I don't think I can. Hey, that's pretty crazy. I guess I'll just advance the week. All right, now we can see the scores. They lost game 1, but then won 4 straight. Oh, we can check out the box score, so we'll check out game 5. Who balled out? 108-102 win for Miami. 33-11-7 from Jimmy. 34-9 from Porzingis. Tyrese 17-12. 16-10-9 for Luka. 19-10-9 for Cade, as it was the Heat, of course, who got the job done. Now we head to free agency, because I'm gonna skip the draft, because as I said, it's all created players, which I guess will probably have an impact, but hey, whatever. Free agency now, of course, a bunch of the created players are free agents, but that is what it is. Mike Conley is the biggest free agent who I didn't make. Al Horford is also in there, still at 87. We'll see how the rosters look going into next season. Jalen Williams went from OKC to Sacramento. Zach Edey went from Washington, I think, to Phoenix. Mike Conley joined the Pelicans. Al Horford joined the Grizzlies. Paolo left the Mavericks, I believe, for Sacramento. These are the other free agents, but those are the moves we had. I guess everybody else re-signed with their team. Yup, Tyrese and Cade, of course, you know, staying on the team they just want to ring with. Jalen Williams, Paolo, and De'Aaron Fox now in Sacramento. Maybe that'll be interesting. The Wizards, I expect a whole lot more from. They lost Zach Edey, but Zion and Scottie are still here. They should be able to get it done with Wall and Beal. Of course, these are the defending Western Conference champions. They still got Wemby. Lakers are still here. It's been a few hours now, so I kind of forget what happened last season. But hey, on to the 1920 season now. Shout out to 2K for just being a much faster game. Like, just going through the menus in this game takes a whole lot of time. 2019-20 season is over. These were all the All-Stars, and these were the awards. Victor Wembanyama wins his first MVP. Embiid is DPOY. Felix Ganson is Rookie of the Year, and LaMelo is 6th Man of the Year. Top teams in the league: the Mavs, Philadelphia, the defending champs, Milwaukee, Phoenix, LA, and the worst is Charlotte again. Washington, I don't know why they're so bad, man. The roster should be better. The Pelicans, New York, OKC. League leaders: KD, 33.6 points per game. Assists was Russell Westbrook, and rebounds is Wembanyama. Blocks is Embiid. Steals, it's Harden. We didn't look at this last time. Harden and KD. Just in case y'all were wondering, I'm checking the transaction report here. Literally no moves happen in the season, so we don't gotta worry about that. This is how the playoff bracket is looking, and the defending champs go lose in game 7 to the 7th seed Hawks. That's Ja, I'm pretty sure. Nets beat the Bucks as the 6th seed. Raptors beat the Celtics at the 5th, but that's not, you know, too huge of an upset. Denver beats LA in game 7, and Houston beats Phoenix. That's how the first round goes. So the defending champions out. The Mavs still in it though. Second round, the Blazers take down Wemby and Porzingis and Luka and the Mavs. Houston beats Denver in 7. Brooklyn beats Atlanta in 5. And Philadelphia beats Toronto in 5. And so it's going to be Dame and Amen Thompson against Chris Paul and Harden. They don't got anyone else, I don't think. And then Embiid, Simmons, and Maxey against KD and Kyrie. The Blazers beat the Rockets in 7. Philadelphia beats Brooklyn in 5. And so the 2020 NBA Finals will be the Portland Trail Blazers against the Philadelphia 76ers. 137-111 win in Game 7. 40 and 15 for Dame. Amen Thompson had 22, 6, and 8. We check out the player stats for the playoffs. KD averaged 35 in his conference finals run. Russell Westbrook was also quite good. Man, Russell Westbrook really had a great playoffs. Ben Simmons, 12 assists. Blazers versus Sixers. Let's see who wins it. And I accidentally simmed to the draft. Damn it. Oh, but the Blazers won it. Thank goodness ESPN's news thing, or EA Sports News, lets us know the Trailblazers won the championship because I accidentally simulated to the draft again. I literally pressed sim 1 week and it took me all the way to the draft. The Blazers took down the Sixers 141-133 in OT in Game 6. Tobias Harris had 47 points, my goodness, but it was not enough. A 31-point triple-double from Amen Thompson, 29 from Lillard. Scoring is nuts in this thing. I did not change any rule or anything. Tyrese Maxey only went 2 for 7, so everybody can put the ball in the basket but him. I don't know tendencies and all of that stuff in this game. I don't even know if they exist, but hey, this is how it went. The Trailblazers are the 2020 NBA champions. Dame, he doesn't even think about leaving this time. He gets it done. I mean, if Dame did have a defender like Amen Thompson on his team, then things would probably have been much nicer for the Blazers, considering him and, CJ were like an all-time horrible defensive backcourt. The Hornets got the first overall pick again. What a surprise. I'm gonna just simulate past this. Ben Simmons is a free agent, so is De'Aaron Fox and Jamal Murray. Those are the top free agents. We shall see where they go. Star DJ Augustine is crazy. He did play for the Raptors though, so props to him. Ben Simmons signed with the Toronto Raptors. Look at that. De'Aaron Fox went to the Mavericks and Jamal Murray went to the Bucks. Ben Simmons, after losing the NBA Finals, he leaves Embiid in Philadelphia and goes up to Toronto. We'll see how that Raptors roster looks in a second. Siakam and Simmons are now a duo. Kyle Lowry's still here, so is Marc Gasol and Ibaka, so that's how the Raptors look. The defending champions, Dame, CJ, and Amen Thompson. They also got Whiteside here as well. The defending conference champions lost Simmons. They got Castle though. I don't think he was there before. Or maybe he was, actually. I can check. Oh, it doesn't show me the team he was on. So maybe he was there or maybe he wasn't. I don't know. The Mavericks adding De'Aaron Fox. We'll see if they can get it done. 2021 season. Let's go. 2021 season is over. These were all the All-Stars. Giannis was the MVP. Miles Turner, DPOY, and D'Angelo Russell, 6th Man of the Year. Brooklyn had the best record in the league with just 50 wins. Wow. 50 wins is the best record in the NBA. That's crazy. The Warriors 2, Lakers 3, Toronto 4. Dallas is at 10. We're the defending champs at 16. They did make the playoffs though. And worst teams are Hornets again, Knicks, Washington. Washington's a disappointment, man. Giannis led the league in scoring this season. He also led it in rebounds. Westbrook led it in assists. This is how the playoffs look. Defending champions lose in 5 games to the Warriors. That's tough for them. The defending conference champions lose in 7 to the Heat. 7-seed Milwaukee beats Ben Simmons and Toronto. And 6-seeded Dallas beats 3-seeded Phoenix, but Dallas is good. Who's even on Phoenix? I don't remember. And Sacramento also has a solid roster as we head into round 2. The Suns is a big 3 of Devin Booker, Zach Edey, and DeAndre Ayton. Unfortunately for them though, they couldn't get past the Mavs. Round 2, the Warriors take down the Kings, the Lakers take down the Mavericks, Celtics sweep the Nets, and the Bucks are heading to the conference finals, the 7th seed, as they take down Miami in 7. So the conference finals, Warriors Lakers, that'll be good, and Celtics Bucks, also a great conference finals matchup. We got a great playoffs here in 2021, just like in real life. The Lakers beat the Warriors in 6 and the Bucks beat the Celtics in 7. And so Lakers versus Bucks NBA Finals in 2021, that would have been something. Obviously assuming everybody's healthy. Giannis, Middleton, Jamal Murray against LeBron, AD, and DeMarcus Cousins, who was a great 6-man, I believe. Bucks won 130-87 in Game 7. My goodness. 30-10-2 for Middleton, 43-11-17 for Giannis. Şengün was just 4 for 15, Kemba 7 for 19, Tatum, 11 for 19. Tatum showed up. Not many other people did though. And the Lakers beating the Warriors 126-117 in Game 6. Curry at 55 was not enough though. Oh, AD at 50. What a duel. 55 and 50. AD gets the W. Draymond 0 for 4. That's tough. Marcus Cousins 3 for 12, but A got it it done. Isn't Alex Sarr on the Warriors? Or maybe he's gone. Or maybe he's not in the Warriors. Don't remember. NBA Finals, Bucks versus Lakers. This should be a good one if I could find the damn screen to do it. This game is so hard to navigate and things take so long to load. My goodness. Shout out 2K for being so quick to navigate in comparison. The Bucks beat the Lakers in 6 to win the championship. Smoked them in game 6. Giannis 46, 15 and 5, 80 at 29, 10 and 5. Jamal Murray with 20 and 10. LeBron just 5 for 14 for 14 points in the elimination game. That is tough. DeMarcus Cousins 2 for 12. Good gracious, he's like an 89 or 90 overall. He's, at least from what I've seen, Cousins has not been playing too well in the playoffs. But that is it. So just like real life, the Milwaukee Bucks are the 2021 NBA champions. And I can't look at the playoff stats anymore, I don't think. Missed the playoff stats, whatever. It doesn't tell us who the finals MVP is either, but hey, it's probably honest if we're being honest. Now on to free agency. Bradley Beal, DeAndre Ayton, Luka Doncic, and Marvin Bagley are all the top free agents. The Wizards should have been better if you ask me, just looking at the roster and the overalls of Bradley Beal, John Wall, Scotty Barnes, and Zion Williamson. They should have been better, but they were trash. Luka, he's made the finals. Wasn't actually the best player, Wemby was. And then Porzingis was an even higher overall, but he's made the finals, hasn't won though. Bradley Beal goes to the Suns, that's hilarious. I doubt he has a no trade clause this time. DeAndre Ayton goes to the Heat. Luka Doncic goes to the Mavericks. Or no, he goes to the Magic, and Marcus Bagley goes to the Mavericks. LaMarcus Aldridge will join DeAndre Ayton on the Heat with Jimmy Butler and Cade and Halliburton. They've won the championship in the first year. Going into the 21-22 season, these are how the Suns look now. Booker, Edie, and Bradley Beal. This is how the defending champions look. The defending conference champions. The Mavs, they lost Luka, but they got Fox and Bagley. I feel like I increased Brunson's potential, but I guess he's taking his time. Luka and Vucevic on the Magic here with Aaron Gordon and Mo Bamba. This is how the Warriors look. Surprising they haven't won yet, actually, considering D'Angelo Russell is a great six-man. Of course, Bradley Beal gone from the Wizards. Once again, they should be better. Oh, Sarr's on the Clippers now. Good for him. Let's see how the 21-22 season goes. 2022 All-Stars look like this. 2022 MVP is the reigning MVP and Finals MVP Giannis. Defensive Player of the Year is Chet, and six-man is D'Lo again. Oh my goodness, I accidentally simmed a second too far, and so we can't see the standings now or the player stats, but hey, we'll look at the playoff bracket. These are how the teams finish, so obviously everyone not here sucks. The defending champs got beaten by the Wizards, and so shout out to Zion and Scotty finally getting it done now that Bradley Beal's gone. The defending Western Conference champions missed the playoffs. Shout out to the Lakers. Chet and Ja and the Hawks beat the Raptors in 6, and the Nets beat Philadelphia in 6 as the 7th seed. Second round, Dallas beats the Warriors in 5, Houston beats Utah in 5, and the 8th seeded Washington Wizards sweep Ja, Chet, and the Hawks, and the Heat are back in the conference final, beating the Nets in 7. So conference finals, Zion, Scotty Barnes, and John Wall against Jimmy Butler, Cade Cunningham, and Tyrese Halliburton. And then over in the West, it's Luka, Porzingis, I forget who else is there, somebody is though, and then the Rockets, I think that's just Harden and Russ. Oh yeah, Wembanyama says right there on the Mavericks, and also somebody else I'm pretty sure. It's Wembanyama, Porzingis, Luka. Or no, Luka just left the team in free agency, my goodness. Luka's on the Magic now. Who's on the Mavericks? Wemby, Kristaps, De'Aaron Fox, yes, and Bagley, yes. De'Aaron Fox is a Luka replacement, and Bagley is here for the vibes. Big two of Wemby and Porzingis. That's an enormous duo. Can they get a championship? They've made the finals before, but can they get it done here? Dallas beats the Rockets, and Washington smokes Miami. So the 8th seeded Washington Wizards are in the NBA Finals now. I guess Bradley Beal was that big of a problem. And Dallas is back in the finals. And so Washington versus Dallas NBA Finals. I'm excited to see this one. We'll check the playoff stats too. Wembanyama's averaging pretty much 39 a game in the playoffs. He's looking like Shaq out here. Crazy. Harden was also balling out. He lost in conference finals. So assists, Westbrook was balling out again. Tyrese Halliburton 11.5. Lost in conference finals though. John Wall 11. Rebounds, it's Wemby and Chet, who was good. I think he's second round out though. So Wembanyama is dominating. Like, I really hope he dominates in real life. He's on that trajectory, assuming he can stay healthy. But it's the Washington Wizards who win the NBA championship. So the Mavs lose another finals, unfortunately. The 8th seeded Washington Wizards go and get it done. All they had to do was get rid of Bradley Beal. They finished 43-39. We can see their record because we're in the same division. Lost the first game, but then won 4 straight. Won game 5, 99-83. Wembanyama had 27, 17, and 5. Wasn't enough though, only on 38%. John Wall 22 and 13 to close it out. Scotty Barnes 19, 20, and 8. You'll love to see it. Zion Zion 11-7-4, but hey, they got the job done. And the Washington Wizards are the 2022 NBA champions. Shocking outcome, but I mean, they've had the roster. That's a nice big three. Prime John Wall, no injuries. Zion and Scotty Barnes. 2022 free agency, not all that. Stephon Castle's the highest rated free agent, and Spencer Dinwiddie's here too. Alex Sarr is here too. Only 82 overall though. I put him superstar potential, so he should get to a high overall soon. But I mean, he did start at a pretty low overall in comparison to a bunch of the other guys. Stephon Castle joined Ben Simmons on the Toronto Raptors. So did Bledsoe. So did Alex Sarr. So the Raptors loading up. Dinwiddie went to the Lakers. Ben Simmons, Siakam, Stephon Castle, Eric Bledsoe, this dude, and Sarr, and Ibaka's still here, and John Collins is here. We'll see how good the Raptors can be. These are the defending champions. Great big three here, and a solid rest of the roster. The defending Western Conference champions. Wemby, man, his stats are through the roof, but he's made 2 finals, and he's lost both of them so far. And so maybe he'll have a LeBron type career arc, but the Mavs, they gotta bring it home. 22-23 season, let's go. You know what? Second question of the day. If you made it this far in the video, go leave a different comment answering this question of the day. What player on your team did, once they got rid of them, it felt like you just started winning? Whether it was winning a championship or, just winning regular season games. Who was the Bradley Beal of your team? Because the Wizards just got rid of Bradley Beal and then banged him with the championship after being bad this whole time. And so who was the Bradley Beal of your favorite team? Whether it was the championship or just regular season success, who just had to get on out of there before y'all started winning? I mean, as a Raptors fan, I could say DeRozan, but that's not really the same situation. But I mean, it kind of is though, in that he was really good, but he did have to go for Kawhi, and Kawhi did deliver the chip, and so I could say DeRozan, or I could say someone like Rudy Gay. Now, I didn't watch the Raptors like that when Rudy Gay played for the Raptors, but looking at his stats and just hearing people talk, it sounded like, despite being good, Rudy Gay was not good on the Raptors, and literally the second they traded him, they started winning again. But if y'all made it this far into the video, post in another comment, who was the Bradley Beal of your team? Season awards, these were the All-Stars. Victor Wembanyama is MVP. Could this be his year? He's on a great run here, but of course hasn't won the chip yet. Chet is DPOY. I'm pretty sure he won it last year, and D'Lo is 6th man again. Player stats, okay, yeah, so not everybody has played 82 games yet, but I don't want to sim too far ahead, so we can't look at it, and so it is what it is. Wemby leads the league in points per game. Will it change with the next game? I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't. Rebounds, it's also Wemby. Assists, it's Westbrook. Steals, blocks, it's Miles Turner and De'Aaron Fox. That rhymed. Portland is the top team in the league. They won the championship a few years ago. The Raptors second, making those free agent signings. Milwaukee, Miami, Cleveland, Dallas. Oh my goodness, the defending champions missed the playoffs by 1 game. The Washington Wizards, man. Weird team. 41-40, they missed the playoffs as the defending champions. Charlotte, Boston, OKC, Detroit, Orlando are the worst teams. Warriors also suck, that's tough. And Kings. Kings have Paolo and somebody else, I think. First round is over. The 8th seeded Clippers beat the Blazers in 7. The Suns beat the Jazz in 6. Dallas went 7 with Minnesota, but they got the job done. I'm not sure who's on Minnesota. The 8th seeded Nets take down the Raptors. Damn. Simmons, Siakam, Bledsoe, Sarr, Castle. 3 of those guys are free agent signings, and they got the 1 seed, but then they go lose in the first round to KD and Kyrie. That's tough. And the Hawks beat the Bucks in 6 as the 7th seed. Kawhi and PG sweep the Spurs in 6. Sweep the Spurs in 6 makes no sense. Beat the Spurs in 6. Dallas sweeps the Suns. Booker, Zach Edey, and Bradley Beal. And honestly, I forget who's on the Spurs, but hey, they don't matter. It's a Clippers Mavs conference final, and over in the East, it's a Nets Heat conference final as Miami beat Atlanta in 7. That Miami-Atlanta rivalry is real good. Jimmy, Hallie, and Cade versus Ja and Chet. Real good playoff matchups. Miami prevails this time. Dallas is headed back to the final for the 2nd straight year, 3rd time in the sim, as they take down the Clippers in 6. And it's the 8th seeded Nets who take down the Heat in 7. And so it will be a Dallas versus Brooklyn NBA Finals. KD and Kyrie versus Wemby, De'Aaron Fox, Porzingis. Playoff stats, Wemby averaging 40 pretty much. This dude's ridiculous. Hopefully he gets it done this year. KD also playing well though, averaging 34 at however old he is. I'm not going to check because it takes 10 years to get to that menu. Nearly 16 rebounds for Wembanyama, 13 assists for Lillard, 12.2 for De'Aaron Fox. Kyrie at 9.6. I'm pretty sure he led the regular season in assists per game. Let's see who takes it. I accidentally simmed past it again, but the Dallas Mavericks won the NBA championship. They beat the Nets in 6 games. 111-104 was the final score of game 6. 39, 5-5 for KD, but was not enough. Wemby only 21. Very very pedestrian game for him, but De'Aaron Fox was able to chip in 25, Porzingis with 22 on 8 shots, and so they finally do it. Wemby's legacy, you know, is complete in terms of winning the championship. Of course, he can go get himself into the GOAT debate if he starts winning some more, but, you know, he got that one ring at the very least. Shout out to the Mavs. Third finals, they finally get it done. Şengün is a top free agent. Ja is also a free agent. So is Draymond and Fred VanVleet. The Warriors have not won in the simulation. Ja and the Hawks with Chet, they've had nice matchups with Miami. Unlike Miami, though, they haven't made the finals or won a chip. And Şengün's been on the Celtics. They've made a conference finals, I think. Haven't got the job done yet, though. I don't think you can go and check the league history in this. And so, I'm gonna be very honest, y'all. I don't remember everything. And so, yeah, that's that. You can't check out league history in this. It is what it is. Miami won first year. Bucks beat the Lakers, I think, in 2021. Who won? Oh, Portland won in 2020, I think. 22 was the Washington Wizards, yes. And then this past season was Dallas finally. Okay. Şengün went to the Washington Wizards. Will they finally be a good regular season team? Where did Ja go? Oh, Ja went to the Charlotte Hornets. My goodness. Why did he go and do that? He went to the Charlotte Hornets. I had nothing to do with this, y'all. I just pressed the simulate button. And so Ja went to the Hornets. There's nobody else on here. Draymond went to the Grizzlies. That's hilarious. VanVleet to the Bucks. Chris Paul to the Kings. Ja Morant had a great team with Chet. He goes to Charlotte. There is nobody on this team. Come on, Ja. Going into the 23-24 season, we'll see what Ja can do on this team. I don't have high expectations. New look Washington Wizards. They bought Şengün in here. 2 years ago, they were 8 seed championship. Last year, they were 9 seed, missed the playoffs. We'll see if they can have a good regular season this time. It's Mobley and DeRozan here on the Spurs. Interesting duo, honestly. The defending, you know, top team in the regular season in the Eastern Conference, but they choked in the playoffs. These are the defending champions. Wembanyama, 99 overall, best player in the league by far. Can they go back to back? Chris Paul joining Jalen Williams and Paolo here in Sacramento. And of course the defending Eastern Conference champions, KD and Kyrie. They've been good. They put up nice stats in the regular season. Haven't, you know, gotten the job done yet though. Oh, this is where Jaylen Brown went. I was wondering where he went. He's on the Pistons with Drummond and Blake Griffin. They have not done anything. And of course he's only 84 overall. 23-24 season though. Let's see what happens. 23-24 awards. These are the All-Stars. And Wembanyama is MVP again. Wembanyama is also DPOY. Chet couldn't get it this time. And LaMelo is back to 6th man of the year. It's been him or Russell this whole time, I'm pretty sure. We'll look at the season stats. Once again, don't know if everyone's, you know, played every game, but it's whatever. Tatum leads the league in scoring this year with 33.5 points. Rebounds is also Tatum with 13 rebounds a game. He out-rebounded Wemby. That's nuts. And assists is Westbrook again. Kyrie second. Top seed is Cleveland. This is the first time they've been at the top like this. They got Jalen Green and Risa Shea. Miami second. Utah, Chicago, Toronto. Dallas is there at 8. Shout out Washington. This is their best finish yet. 46-36. Props to Şengün. The Nets are there at 11. The worst teams are LA, Clippers, Pelicans, the Celtics. So despite Jason Tatum leading the league in scoring and rebounding, the Celtics suck. Charlotte, of course, Luka and the Magic, and Minnesota. I don't think, you know, there's anyone important on there. Giannis and the Bucks missing. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, the guys got Jalen Green, Risa Shea, and Franz Wagner. So nice big three here. First seed in the regular season. We'll see what they can do in the playoffs. Of course, in real life, Jalen Green just had an atrocious playoffs, but hey, that's why we love video games. First round, the 8-seeded Hawks take down the Cavs. That's tough, and they don't even got Ja anymore, so it's Chet Holmgren himself, I'm pretty sure. Or actually, Trae Young might still be there. The Raptors beat the Wizards, so the best regular season for the Wizards yet, but the Raptors take care of them. The Nets beat Chicago in 5 as a 6th seed, and over in the West, the Nuggets take down the Sacramento Kings in 6. The Nuggets is Jokic, and I'm not sure who else, because Murray is somewhere else. Yeah, Nuggets is just Jokic and Michael Porter Jr., so shout out to them. And the Hawks, no, Trae Young is still here. Trae Young, you know, was getting in Ja's way. I'm not sure how their stats look, and I'm not going to look at them because it takes too long. But hey, maybe Ja felt like he was getting in Trae's way. Trae was getting in his way, and so Ja went to the Charlotte Hornets to go take all the shots possible. Or maybe Ja was just a point guard and Trae was a shooting guard, and then now Trae is just a point guard. That's totally possible as well. It's crazy how like 2K12 is a million times faster than this game. The Raptors beat the Hawks in 6. The Heat beat the Nets in 7. Dallas beat Portland in 6, and Denver beat Utah in 5. So Western Conference Finals, the defending champion Dallas Mavericks against the Denver Nuggets. And in the East, it's the Toronto Raptors against the Miami Heat. Miami has been a very successful team in this simulation, along with Dallas, of course. Will they get back to the final? The Nuggets take down the defending champions in 6, and the Heat beat the Raptors in 6. And so the NBA NBA Finals will be the Miami Heat versus the Denver Nuggets. 1 year off of real life, of course, and way different rosters now. It's probably Miami's the significantly better roster, I would assume, in this one. Cade, Tyrese, and Jimmy versus Jokic and MPJ. Jokic is the highest overall out of all of them, but I'd give the advantage to Miami. Wembanyama, has to be like the best playoff performer of all time. He averaged 38. Unfortunately, they couldn't get past the conference final this time. Rebounds is also him, because of course it is. Nearly 15, and assists is Damian Lillard. Kyrie, Trae Young also up there. Tyrese also up there in the NBA Finals. He had how many assists? 11.9 a game. Guys in this sim pulling up legendary stats. Heat versus Nuggets final. Let's see who gets it. The Miami Heat are the 2024 NBA champions in 7 games. That is their second championship of the simulation. We don't get to see who the finals MVP is, but I'll check the box score in a sec. The Heat, they went up 3-1 after losing game 1, lost game 5 and 6 though, but closed it out in 7 at home. 111-98. 26-8 for Tyrese. MPJ also at 26. Jokic 20, 13, and 11. Only 14 shots though. You'd like more in a game 7. Oh, they also got DeAndre Ayton too. I didn't even realize that. 22 and 15 to close out game 7. Shout out to the Heat as we go into the final season of this sim. Ben Simmons is a free agent again. He was the 1 seed twice on the Raptors. They didn't have much playoff success though. Bradley Beal, as soon as he left Washington, they won the championship, but then went back to being not that good in the regular season. Lauri Markkanen is also a UFA and 85 overall. Ben Simmons goes to the Magic. Luka is over there. Bradley Beal goes to OKC. It's been Chris Paul and low overall SGA this whole time. And Markkanen goes to the Warriors. 85 overall power forward. I know Draymond's gone. Steph and Clay are still there, I'm pretty sure. The defending champions look like this. Loaded team they have. The defending Western Conference champions look like this. Of course, the Mavs are always in the mix with Victor. The Nets have also been real good. This is how the Thunder are looking now after Bradley Beal's free agent signing. Ben Simmons, Luka, 87 overall, Mo Bamba, 86 Vucevic, and 86 Gordon on the Magic, so maybe they'll do something in this last year. The Knicks are not a team we've seen a lot of. They've sucked. Julius Randle and Lonzo duo not delivering. The Jazz, they've been in the playoffs, but haven't been winning. Edwards and Hero have been on the Grizzlies this whole time, haven't done much. Jaren Jackson Jr. is at 89 too, hasn't done nothing. They picked up Draymond last season. Timberwolves, Towns, and Wiggins, they've been in the playoffs a few times. They haven't gone far though. Warriors look like this. I think they made a final, haven't gotten the job done though. Now they have Lauri Markkanen. Garland, LaMelo, Wendell Carter Jr., and Levine. LaMelo's won 6th man of the year, but they haven't, done nothing. Those are just some teams I feel we haven't seen too much of, but let's get into the final season of the sim 23-24. 2025 season awards. These are the all-stars. Some of the all-stars, I should say. The list is longer, but that's, I guess, like the highest vote getters. But like people like, Katie, Zach LaVine are here too. Luka's here too. In the West, it all looks like this. So those aren't all the all-stars, but and the awards, Wembanyama MVP again. Don't remember how many times this is, but it's multiple times. Him and Giannis have won multiple MVPs. Miles Turner, this is his second DPOY, and LaMelo, this is his second or third 6th man of the year. Player stats, Wembanyama leads the league in scoring, 34 pretty much. Rebounds, it's Mobley with 13.7. Assists is Westbrook again with 11.6. And the standings, Dallas top of the league again. Will they get one last championship? Utah is second. Mitchell and Gobert both high overalls. Washington at third, shout out to them. Chicago, Milwaukee, the Warriors, Sacramento, Denver and Miami are over there. Who are the worst teams? It's the Clippers again. What a surprise. Kawhi and Paul George was even worse than it was in real life. Charlotte, of course. Detroit, of course. The Celtics, they've had maybe like 1 or 2 conference finals runs, but other than that, they've been pretty bad. Luka on the Magic has not worked out. 2025 playoffs, the 8th-seeded Spurs sweep the Mavericks. That is nuts. The Grizzlies finally do something. They beat the Kings in 6. Houston beats the Warriors in 7. Shout out to the Wizards for actually getting the job done as the 1 seed, and there are no upsets over in the East. The Grizzlies beat the Spurs in 7. Houston beats Utah. Cleveland takes down Washington in 6. And Chicago beats the Bucks in 7. So Eastern Conference Finals, Cleveland versus Chicago. Western Conference Finals, Memphis versus Houston. New teams here. You like to see it. Houston sweeps Memphis, and Chicago beats Cleveland in 7. And so it's going to be a Houston versus Chicago NBA final. Russ and Harden finally make a finals, and Chicago is Levine, LaMelo, and Darius Garland. Yeah, Garland, LaMelo, Wendell Carter Jr., and Zach LaVine. Nice big 4 on the Chicago Bulls, and they're playing Russ and Harden and Capella and the Houston Rockets. I'm honestly not sure who's going to win that series. I think I gotta say Chicago, just cause like they got 4 guys compared to really it's It's only 2 on the Rockets. Capella's like an 87, Levine's an 88. So I think I'm gonna have to give it to the Bulls. Mobley averaged nearly 37 points in the playoffs. Darius Garland 34. Rebounds, Mobley 15.6. He had a great playoffs. Holmgren was there. Wemby losing in the first round, crazy. Assists, it was John Wall, Tyrese Halliburton, Russell Westbrook, who will get the final championship of this sim. The Chicago Bulls beat the Houston Rockets in 5 games to win the 2025 championship. And so the Bulls are 7-0 all time in NBA Finals, and this Bulls team gets it done. Garland, LaMelo, Zach LaVine, and Wendell Carter Jr. get the job done. 111-98 win in Game 5. They close it out at home. Good for them. 32-5-7 for Darius Garland. 26-12 for Wendell. 20-9 for Russ. Harden 7 for 19 in the elimination game. That's tough. Russ was 7 for 20. The Rockets, the veterans, they couldn't do it against, these younger guys. Zach LaVine gets a championship. 13-10-9, nearly a triple-double for him in the closeout game. And that will do it. Once again, there's no league history in this game. And so, I'll do a little recap off the top of my head. Honestly, I don't remember the order, but I know Heat won twice. Bucks won. Blazers won. Blazers won before the Bucks did. Mavs won. Wizards won. And the Bulls just won. And so those are the 7 champions. Heat won twice. Everybody else was once. Wemby is definitely player of the sim, I'd say. I mean, we saw his numbers. They were ridiculous. He got a championship, got multiple MVPs. Shout out to Wemby. Shout out Chet and Miles Turner for the DPOYs. D'Angelo Russell and LaMelo were the best 6 men as well. Amen Thompson, he was great too earlier in the sim, especially. Giannis, shout out to him, champion. Shout out the Heat duo, Tyrese Halliburton and Cade Cunningham, as well as Jimmy Butler, of course, and DeAndre Ayton for that last ring. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this, because there will be more videos like this. And yeah, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all later.